Scenes of relief and celebration greeted the Cyprus Parliament rejection of a tax on bank deposits. The one-off levy linked to an EU bailout deal would have seen millions of account holders lose up to a tenth of their savings and had been condemned by officials and the public alike. But the country now finds itself on the brink of bankruptcy. And having rejected the EU's terms, it may have to turn to Russia for assistance. Let's cross to RT's Igor Piskunov for more on the crisis. Yegor, where does Cyprus stand now? What are the options available to them?
Well, right now Cyprus is in a very difficult position because it's rejected the proposal by the European Union and the Troika to tax private bank accounts. And now, frankly, there aren't that many places for Cyprus to turn for help. And actually, one of these places is Russia. And the Cypriot finance minister has been in the Russian capital the entire day. He's met with his Russian counterpart and with the first deputy prime minister. There is speculation that Cyprus is asking Russia for a loan. So far, the finance minister said that he was satisfied with the negotiations, but no official offer has been made so far, although he himself said he's not leaving Moscow until an agreement is reached. All of this is happening amid Angela Merkel being furious over Cyprus talking to Moscow about this altogether, since earlier she strongly advised the country not to even discuss the issue with anybody else but Brussels or the Troika. And actually, we know that the Cypriot president personally told Vladimir Putin about his country's parliament's decision to reject the European Union's proposal. And we also already know that Cyprus already owes Russia around 2.5 billion euros for a previous loan back from 2011, when it was that sum was a little bit over 10% of the country's GDP and helped it stay afloat. So the biggest question for now is Cyprus going for broke, and is it going to ask Russia for a complete bailout package? Although the latest developments are that one of the financial aides of the Russian president said that theoretically, if Cyprus became a member of the Eurasian Economic Community, then it could tap into the reserve fund that the organization has. But, well, right now Cyprus is not a member of the community. And another development coming from Cyprus itself is that the country has prepared a new plan to tap into its social funds, like the retirement fund and others, to collect around 5 billion euros, which it would have collected if it introduced this tax for all the private bank accounts in the country. Now, for more on this, I'm joined by the chief economist of Renaissance Capital, Ivan Chikarov. Thank you very much for joining me. Let's start with this new developments. How likely is it that Cyprus could use this reserve fund that the Eurasian community, the economic community, has?
Well, I guess there are two important points to be made. The first one you already mentioned. For that to happen, Cyprus seems like they have to become a member of this community. But I think the more interesting point is that this was an avenue that was already used with Belarus. You remember, a couple of years ago, Belarus was also facing a big devaluation, very severe economic problems. So part of the money that Belarus received was actually from that community. But we do know that Belarus is a member of that community, so I guess in that case it was easy. So I guess the bottom line is that a similar avenue has been used in the past, but obviously there are some technical details that need to happen for this to pan out. But it's a possibility, it seems like.
And what about this new plan coming from Cyprus to tap into social funds? How effective do you think that could be?
Well, at the end of the